They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. They feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another great episode of Express Yourself with Xpress. I am your humble host, Xpress, reporting live from Network Studios as always. Just want to say thank you to my proud, near and dear sponsors. Even though self-love, we gonna get some more stuff up here and stuff. Self-love, Shoe Pugs, King Vision, and you guys know how I'm rocking with y'all all the way until the rules fall off. Then if they do, we gonna put some more on there and keep it going. Yeah. If the engine blow, we gonna put a new engine in that thing. Yeah. We just gonna keep this going, and wherever I go, I take it all with me. So thank you guys, and thank all the listeners and viewers. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Again, this is all about all of us. But before we get into my amazing guest, I got to hit you guys with the expression of the week. The expression of the week that I have this time is confidence. Now, there is a very, very, very thin line between confidence and cockiness. And I say that thin line comes with being humble and understanding that without God, nothing is possible anyways. So having faith would also extend your confidence, and make sure everything you do is with the utmost confidence. You'll get more out of it. Your consumers, whoever you're doing things for, will get more out of it, and it's just more of a connection, and then you just feel more about what you put out there. So as you can see, I'm exuding more confidence and stuff like that. But y'all, if y'all personally know me, y'all know this is just who I am and how I am. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the man is not just a great philanthropist, great artist, but a great individual to the community. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome in Mr. Thomas Burgundy.
Man.
Thank you for being here, bro. Thank you, man.
No,
I appreciate you.
It is an honor and a privilege to be here, for real. So thank you for having me, dog.
Definitely. Well, usually I wait until the ending or the middle of this, but I definitely want to say, man, like, your vision has been definitely one of one. And with that being said, I see you, as well as I see a lot of people that do, men mainly, that do things for others, as kings. So I want to gift you with, a hat from my sponsor, King Vision.
Hey.
Definitely, man. So
that's fire, bro. I
appreciate you. Keep soaring and keep flying, man, and keep on making an impact for other individuals to know that it doesn't matter what background you come from. You can still be a better outcome and not have that be the product of your environment, so to speak.
Absolutely.
So let's start everybody off with let them know where you're originally from and your family upbringing.
Yeah, absolutely. One, thank you for that. If it feels great to be seen, you know what I mean? Like just to be doing this, going along the path, trusting yourself, and be like, this is how I want to present this to the world, and then you tell me that, I'm like, okay, bet.
1,000%, man.
So thank you for that. Upbringing, I'm one of them. Moved everywhere babies.
Oh, I understand.
So, born in San Bernardino. Shout out to the IE.
Shout out. I went to high school out there.
Okay.
I went to high school in Pomona.
Okay, then I moved to Pomona.
Yeah, I know that.
Big bro.
I be doing homework, man. Definitely.
Yeah, so moved to Pomona for the first 6 years of my life. Mom and pops, life was beautiful. Older brother, younger sister, I'm the middle child. And so when we were in Pomona, we were being homeschooled, right? My mom and pops, they were the type of parents to be like, we gonna instill these values in you. We gonna nurture you. We gonna guide you to where you're supposed to go. Not gonna put you out there be indoctrinated by nothing, right?
Right.
So those first 6 years of my life with a 2-parent household, my brother and sister, we got a home, we got a backyard, we got the whole thing, and we being homeschooled, we tapping in, you know what I mean? That's what paved the way for the creativity and things like that. Then the unfortunate happens, parents split. And then, so now it's just my mom, my brother, my sister, and I, we moving around, couch hopping, you know what I mean? Mom's friends, people from church. We stay here for the week, stay there for the week. Then we come out here and we move to Southgate. And so I'm with my grandma back house, aunties, different houses. Then Then we in South Central for a cool little minute, sleeping on the couch, you know. Then we moved to Norwalk with my homie Oscar. Like we lived in him for a little bit. Then Long Beach, right by Jordan High. So we're living there, you know. And then we ultimately landed in Linwood when I was about 14. And so Linwood is where I truly found myself, where I became a man, where I understood my place in society at large. So that's why I have all that history of like I've been here, boom, 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 but Linwood is you know where I call home, and I'm still there to this day.
No, I definitely understand. So funny thing, full circle. I just moved to Linwood.
Oh, word?
Yeah, man. Yep, I'm off of that Long Beach and Cedar.
Oh, bro.
Up the street from King Taco.
Dog, we're neighbors.
So yeah, we're about to be linking even more. Like again, I am a fan, so it's for me it's dope to be friends with somebody that I'm a fan of.
Man,
you know, so like definitely we're gonna be locking in more.
Yeah, you got 2K?
I need someone to show. I'm a Madden head.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you can get that too.
Or I can give pause. Yeah, because
you don't want that, bro. You don't want that.
I mean, I got a lot of history. I was a Madden prodigy. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to my cousin Eric Jr. and stuff. From me being not able to beat them in life made me unbeatable. I actually won a few Madden tournaments. That's actually how I got a job.
You about that. Okay.
Yeah, I got a job at Best Buy. I won the Madden tournament back in 2012.
Okay.
2012, and then like I got videos and everything. People used to come to my house and watch me beat people in Madden playing online, like we was just setting up watching movies and stuff.
Yeah, so that's like, wild.
I had homies coming over.
That is I'm rusty. All right, got it.
I'm rusty, but once I get the line shifts and stuff, everything else comes like easier.
Damn.
Easier. So yeah, that's always been my thing. Mortal Kombat and Tekken, but
yeah. You don't want it in Tekken either.
You know what? we gonna have to figure this out because man, myself and my boy Nico, shout out my boy Nico, like we constantly remind each other like, all right, we got to pick up these sticks for Tekken. So every holiday season, that's a go-to. But with that being said, I understand the moving around spectrum. I'm a kid from Compton originally. Right before high school started, we moved out to the IE. I went to high school in Pomona and stuff like that. Got family in Chino Hills still to this day. Played travel ball, so I was all throughout the IE and everything like that, even out of state from basketball and everything. So I had a crazy life and a crazy lifestyle because even though like we moved to get away from a lot of stuff, almost every day after school or every weekend I'm out back in Compton with my dad. So it was a way to just still be a part of the city even though you move out of it.
Yeah.
So getting back into your artistry and everything, who influenced your musical background in the household, and what were some of the early sounds that you were hearing?
Man, it was funny just talking to Bankhead about this, where my being homeschooled, my mom, all that was going in the house was classical music.
Yep.
Just straight classical, right? 24/7. You know what I mean? So that, like, she played it in the womb type shit.
It's good for critical thinkers.
You know what I'm saying? And so we used to draw to that. We used to paint to that. Make clay, claymation, things like while just listening to. So that to me, that's not even music. That's like oxygen. You know what I'm saying? And
it's like blinking and breathing. You don't think to do it. You just do it.
It's like a soundtrack to me. You know what I mean? And she used to be like, "What do you see when this is playing?" He'd be like, "I see a horse running in the meadow." You know what I mean? And so, like you said, it's like really fostering that imagination. And so that's that. Outside of that, my mom don't really listen to music like that. You know what I mean? Unless it's praise and worship, So there's that as well. But so growing up, that was that. But then we had like Kirk Franklin, CDs, Dietrich Haddon.
That's funny. In the 4th grade, we did a Christmas program, and I did Stump.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It ain't over. We did it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So Dietrich Haddon, Howard Hewitt, and so those were. But other than that, because my pops, he would listen to like Christian rap. There's that. There's the BC days, and then there's where you're at now. So he would expose us to like T-Bone.
Okay.
They don't know nothing about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
He got some seasoning in him.
Oh yeah, you know, priesthood, gospel gangsters. You know what I mean? But that's the early days of what we were listening to.
Okay. So, who could you say, I guess, in your early days as becoming an artist, were the sounds of inspiration that you were picking up on, and that maybe it helped your sound then, but no longer today?
Absolutely, Lil Wayne,
That's yeah,
Weezy F Baby, man.
always, man.
That I'm gonna say this any chance I get. Like, I owe everything to Wayne. Wayne for president.
You know what? I'm gonna say my sister Shanice. I think there's like this wonder twin power that's activating right here.
Yeah.
Because same. That was like, you know how your parents give you something the first time, or first like they introduce you to somebody.
Yeah.
My dad gave me Lil Wayne's music.
Wow.
So it was just squad up days. Like I'm talking like
Yeah. Nah. See, the difference with that was my brother and I, we had to listen to it on the low.
Yeah.
Right. So he had Carter 2, Carter 3, all the droughts, the leak, dedication. Right. So we had these mixtapes, but to us it was like the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%.
You know.
1,000.
So we would listen to that. I would study that, and then same with Hove with American Gangster. I had that booklet, and I'm like dead ass when I say I studied the booklet like it was biblical. I used to read that booklet. And that was scripture to me. Jay-Z's American Gangster.
Hey, I mess with it all the way. Like I'm a big JC head too. My dad's originally from New York, but they came out here and stuff, and he picked up the whole Compton thing for real.
Yeah.
But Jay-Z was heavy influence in my life as well. The Black Album, like then like hearing like the Blueprint and Blueprint 2. And then the Black Album and everything, I had to go back for Reasonable Doubt. And then that's when I was like, oh, I was hearing this as a kid and not even realizing it. So yeah, like when you say that your sound like is influenced by them, how do you feel that your sound today influences the next generation?
Damn, that's a good question. And really, to clarify more, I would say my pen is influenced by them. You know, because they showed me how to write great music with the pen, because I would rap on any beat back in the day, you know, but I studied Lupe, you know what I'm saying, where it's like, this is how you craft excellence, you know. But also going back, when we talk about just what's going on in the subconscious, I'm listening to K-Day. So it's like, we got Pac, we got Dre, we got Snoop, we got Quick, Cube, you know. Shout
out to Queen Miss Corey Renee, who works for K-Day.
Okay, yeah.
K-Day, socially acceptable. You know?
Man, there it is. K-Day, like again, you had the classical music in those days of my life. That was like oxygen. Then my adolescence is K-Day. You know, K-Day, Power 106. But I can't say a journey would exist without them. You know, like the West Coast influence. When it's just like there was something so proud to be from LA, you know what I mean? Or just the West Coast in general. But going to your question of how my sound influences the future, that's a great question, because I pull so much from the past, you know, because I'm such a student of the game. It's really, as long as you hear my shit and you hear the intentionality behind it. You know, you hear the attention to detail, you hear the sequencing of it, and you know, there's nothing new under the sun. So I bring my perspective and my updated narrative to this, and kind of put it in this melting pot of, like, you could tell like D'Angelo influenced this, but then Marvin Gaye influenced, well, you know, that's the same thing. You know,
it sways though.
You know, but then it's like, oh shit, we got some Pink Floyd over here. You know, we got some Funkadelic over here, and I think putting that all together, then you get whatever my sound is. You know, because I'm not like just following one thing. So I think if there's anything, it would be to do that. You know, just study the greats.
Absolutely, and that's what you literally led into my next question. Versatility. You are very versatile,
man.
Can you talk about how you were able to embrace all the different sounds, incorporating that into your music, but still remaining yourself?
honestly don't know. I just do it. You know,
It's brilliant. I just gotta say that.
And thank you. I truly appreciate that because it's really just this is how I feel. This is what I'm on. It's kind of like what clothes you wear. You know, where I'm gonna wear this today, but tomorrow I'm gonna wear a suit. You know what I mean? And I have to be in this building. I gotta dress like this. And for me, honestly, I always wondered if it would be to my benefit or my detriment how versatile I am because I can't, no matter what. I'm kind of pretentious in that nature. Like, don't put me in a fucking box.
I was just about to say, you can't be boxed in.
I can't.
You cannot.
Yeah.
There's too many genres that you don't even realize that you're hitting the bases on. They're like, oh, I can easily slide into that, or I can easily slide into this, and I'm still gonna be in my pocket. Not everybody can do that.
Yeah, but I do think it's I'm operating subconsciously at that point because of what I listen to, and I only listen to greatness. You know, like I have a very strict diet of the music that I listen to, so I've studied so much music along the way that shit just pops out, you know, where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna rap this, but I'm gonna layer the hook like Music Soul Child just because that shit is here.
Because it's already pre-programmed.
Yeah.
Like it's the blueprint.
So it's all this greatness that I'm just driven by. It just comes out when it wants to. Like I said, I don't choose to do it. It's not like, okay, today I'm gonna make a song like this. It's just what do I feel today.
Like whatever comes with it comes out of you.
Yeah.
So with also when it comes to, because you're really 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 big in the community, right? So when it comes to the Brotherhood Crusades, you know, talk about how that came about, how you came about that, and how important that is to you as well as to the community.
Man, thank you for that. One, I'm gonna start with how important it is to me. It's everything to me, right? Because I think for a long time, when you get to our age, you most likely know what your purpose is. That's if you're truly putting in the work and searching for it. You know what I mean? I found my purpose a long time ago though, but I didn't know that music and let's just say community work, and I don't even have a title for what it is. It's really just inspiring. You know what I mean?
Inspiration for sure.
Yeah, but that I can't not do that. You know what I'm saying? But going backwards, I used to be an after school teacher, and so I was doing that, and I got into it for the simple reasoning of I want to be what I needed as a kid.
1,000%.
You know what I mean? And so I was doing that. I was working after school. But anybody that's in after school, or even if you're probably in an after school program, that shit is chaotic, bro. Like, a lot of the people working there are like fresh out of high school. You know, it's part-time shit. So there's no intentionality. And the kids don't want to be there. They've been in school for 8 hours.
It's more personal than professional. I can tell you that much.
Absolutely. But I that was my first job. I've only had 2 jobs, and it's in what I'm doing now. Because
you are fully putting effort into your passion.
Yeah.
That's what it's truly all about.
Yeah. So I'm working there for a minute, and I remember I got asked to speak at a university, Winthrop, and I was telling a story about one of my students and this bracelet endeavor that she was making money off. It was a really dope thing. And I had posted that. And then one of my homies, Kevin, shout out Kevin Nieto, he been following me for a minute. He had bought a hoodie off of me. You know, he was rocking with me. And we formed just kind of like an internet relationship. Like, bro, I fuck with you. You know what I mean? But we didn't know each other. But he was like, bro.
Genuine support.
Yeah. He was like, bro, you would truly thrive over here at Brother Crusade. That's where he was working. And he's like, reading between the lines is, bro, you're wasting your potential over there. You know, at the time though, I didn't know anything more than what I was doing. I got into that job, and I was like, and I knew that I was making a difference. It was just very stressful, and I was fighting against a lot of politics to incorporate what I wanted to teach the kids. You know, because like there's an agenda, and you have to do this for this hour, this. But I'm like, bro, I'm here to change some lives. You know what I mean? I'm here to really, really pour into them. But it's difficult when the structure is not set up for you to do that. And so he's essentially saying, yo, this is where it's at, right? So then, you know, then I got in through him, and I owe a lot to him, you know, just kind of putting in the word, and then I step into Brother Crusade, and I'm like, they're doing the work.
Now, though, you know, we Laker fans, you know, I definitely want to bring up, you know,
Yeah.
that you were honored at a Clipper game,
Yeah.
and talk about how important that moment was for you to be seen nationally,
Mhm.
but also to bring more awareness to Brother Crusades.
Yeah, I think those moments are surreal because you don't ever picture something like that happening. You don't get into this work and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do that so I can be honored at a Clipper game. You know, it just happens. And
He does it to be honored at a Laker game.
yeah, that's really what I'm trying to do.
No disrespect.
And I have the family of Brother Crusade is so dope. You know what I mean? Everybody there, they they do the work, you know what I mean? And so me being honored is I just happen to be chosen, you know what I mean? And but all of us should be honored, you know what I'm saying? Because they really, like I said, I'm gonna keep using the word intentional because that's all I care about, bro. Intentionality is everything to me, and they are so intentional about the model and what we're aiming to do for these youth, you know. So me being blessed enough to be like, okay, well, in this moment we're going to acknowledge the work that you've put in and the intentionality that you do, because I go hard. You know what I mean? There's like, I will die behind this shit. Like, there's so much that needs to be done, and I finally have the community, the resources to put in that work, and so I'm just doing it. So being acknowledged was just like, thank you, and let's keep doing it, you know.
No, I hear you and receive it, brother, because like I said, like, I do homework on everyone that I sit across from. I do homework on everybody in general. Did boxing for everything. So I analyze
Yeah.
everything all the time. So when I was going through your portfolio of life, because we're still adding to it,
Yeah, that's
it
dope.
was just it was really hard for me to kind of like pick certain things because there were a lot of important moments and stuff that sways into who you are today.
Yeah.
So when it comes to your music, how do you make sure that even though there's a sound of now, your sound still transcends past them?
Man.
Oh yeah, I told you I'm in the bag today with the questions.
Yeah, dog, that was fantastic, brilliant questions, because this type of shit I think about. I think about it so much that I don't have an answer for you because it is a duty. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
It is like, if you're not making something timeless, why the fuck are you doing it? What is the purpose? What value are you adding? So it's really that. It's understanding the I guess the landscape that we're in, and by no means am I trying to recreate something that's already been done,
Right.
because we already have it. Why the fuck do I need to make it? But there's a language there. There's it's spiritual at the end of the day.
1,000%.
You know, what we're pulling from, what we're transmuting, it's universal. So I'm taking those intangibles and placing them in the format that we're in today so that it's palatable, if you will. And I don't really like speaking on music that way because it's just, I just do it and it should be listened to. You know what I mean? I don't think we need to always break it down because, you know,
there's some music to where it's just like you hear it for what it's for.
Yeah.
You consume it, but you don't dissect it more so.
Yeah.
You know, so like I definitely get that, but I also get that you are a person with integrity.
Absolutely.
So one thing I definitely get from all this is, and this is a saying that I say on a regular basis, if you're not in it to make a difference, then get out of the way of the individuals that are.
Facts.
It's too many. I'm about to start quoting your songs, but it's literally too many people in the ways of the people that can really make a difference in this in this stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of like burn that bridge of gatekeeping, because I feel like you're only picking phases and facades instead of long lasting legacies. So With that being said, brother, I got an amazing segment called Blast from the Past.
I'm nervous, bro.
I got some amazing stuff from your legacy. And I definitely want you to, just let us know, what these moments meant to you.
Okay.
And how they've shaped the individual that we see today.
Okay. While we're setting that up, I want to give you your flowers of the intentionality in your platform, because there are a lot of goofy niggas in the way with a microphone in front of their face trying to make some content. And it's like, what the fuck are we talking about here? But you, brother, you bring value.
Thank you.
Heavy value.
I receive that all the way because we all have those nights and whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish. And that was the main thing about this platform that I created. It was getting people to stop suffering in silence and stop hiding their hurt so they can heal from it. And the main thing that was hurting me was a lot of self-doubt, which hints is depression and all these other things and inadequacy. So it's just like, I know I have 1,000% passion in my purpose. So no matter what's on the other end, someone's going to receive this and it's going to make a difference for someone.
Yeah.
And that's all it is, making a difference for someone. It's not about everyone, even though that's the intent.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as there's one person that's going to get that difference maker and make a difference for someone else, then I'm winning. And I'm rich.
Yeah.
I'm rich as soul.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of people, let me be careful because I am internally working on a brand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Chuck said, man, like, I appreciate it because sometimes we be moving so fast or going through the motions and stuff that we don't understand the true nature of what we're doing and how it really makes an impact and a connection with people.
Absolutely.
So thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
It's levels to this.
Right.
All right? It's levels to this, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, impact time.
First of all, look at the drip.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Still got the binky in, too.
Yeah, man. So that's my pops, right? That's our backyard Pomona. My pops, man. Michael Thomas, St. Louis, Missouri, right? He's in the Air Force. Came out here, went to USC.
Shout out Trojans.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And when I think being a grown man today, it gives you a whole new perspective on your childhood, obviously, and your parents' lives and things like that. And growing up, again, as the story goes, with my parents splitting, my mom, it's just my brother and sister, my mom and I, so single mom, 3 kids, trying to make it work, right? And you have your perspective on the parent that's not there is shaped by, the narrative that you're told, right? And you have no other one. When you're a kid, you don't know what the fuck is going on. You're just like, oh shit, now we live here. Oh shit, we sleeping in the car tonight. Okay, now we here.
You're very unaware of the circumstances.
And so what I'll say is I am the man I am today because of my pops in every way possible, right? There's the absence that led me down here to figure some shit out on my own, but then his presence, which is monumental. My mindset, I owe everything. I owe all of my mindset to my pops. And to paint the picture, when they had split, we had weekends with him, every other weekend, and then it got even shortened down to every Friday, just 4 hours, so 6 to 10, right? Once a week. And we used to go, we would hoop, we would go to the park, or we would watch a movie, and then we would go to Carl's Jr. And then we would have a devotion, right? So he would either read a passage, a parable, a scripture, or Think and Grow Rich, the Black edition.
The Black edition. I was about to say, I have a feeling it's a Black edition.
Shout out Dennis Kimbrough.
Right.
And so every week we're either reading some sort of parable or a passage from Think and Grow Rich. And what was a game changer is he never told us what to think. He taught us how to think.
Mm-hmm.
So when he would read it, all three of us are sitting there, and he would always say, especially when it came to scripture, there's one interpretation, but many applications.
Mm-hmm.
So he would ask all three of us, what is your application to what, Jesus is saying, or what this means? And we all had a different application because we're at different points in our lives. We've seen things. I would attribute it to basketball, you know what I mean? And so those gems that he was dropping in, and again, all through this time, there's all these sound bites that we just carried in our pocket, right? He would always say, if it ain't now, it don't mean never. It only means a time and a place that's so much better. We would just say that.
I see where the bars came into fruition.
So he would say one line, the other person, we would finish that. Little things like whenever it came down to talking about something that took extra work or dedication, he would always say, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And he would just tell that if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So he would always preach the narrow path. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are set apart. You guys are called to do this. And the chaotic upbringing that I had and all the different houses we're living in, all the people running out in and out the house, all this shit going on, those 4 hours were a very recalibration space of, okay, you're chosen. This is what you three are called to do. Go do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. So that was, like I said, I owe everything to that. That's why I'm so dedicated. You know what I mean? Because the type of mentality, and even again when it came to basketball, right? My brother, he should have went to the NBA, but he tore his Achilles. Like, he was that nice. Nigga was dropping 30 points on James Harden back in high school.
My uncle, rest in peace, his anniversary is actually coming up 11/11. He graduated from Paramount 99. Right? So I've been around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah,
I can tell you some things about
it.
So, same thing with him. Could have went pros. They asked him to just do 1 year in college. He didn't want to do that because he hated school.
Man.
And so, that hoop dream pressure was put on me. And I'm like, well, I mean, let's compare 6'3.5", 6'4" to 5'6" at the getting out of high school. I was 5'4". I got a growth spurt after high school.
Yeah.
About 2.5, 3 inches and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5'7" now. But yeah, it was just, I understand those pathways a little well, to where it's just you're speaking into a mirror right now.
Oh yeah, you already know, bro. So, but I say that to say he truly instilled that sentiment of you can do whatever you put your mind to, and we believed it, and that's why we go so hard. And as time went on, then I got into music, and he was the first person I told, because he used to make music, you know what I mean? He still does, he still can, so I got that from him. And I remember, because you know how important it is as a kid when somebody waters that seed of just, oh yeah, you can do it. It's like, oh, so I showed him my first, some of my bars, and he was like, no, you have a gift, but it was the same when it was basketball. I was like, you have a gift, so he just showed you can go any direction you want. And so I definitely owe the music to him, because he was the first person that believed in me and was like, you have this. And then moving forward, once I'm 18 and it's not court ordered, I don't have to see him. Now I'm spending Saturdays with him. And that's when it really opened my mind, where I remember where, he's dropping us off, we're driving through the hood, and I remember being like, yo, how did it get like this? And I'm talking about everything. My pops is the type, he's not going to share nothing or give you anything unless you ask, what I mean? And so he was like, I'll tell you, and then so he starts breaking down redlining, gerrymandering. He goes all the way, like the systematic racism. He goes all the way back to the Reconstruction era after slavery.
Yep.
He was like, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. And I was just fascinated, because at the time, again, I'm in Linwood, I'm finding my identity, and I'm seeing how I fit into this world, and I'm like, no matter what is, like, how I see myself, I go outside and this has happened. Like, I just got, harassed by the police. Why? You know what I mean? And then he's talking about, they got to put bodies in beds in prisons. You know what I mean?
That's the way that this country continuously, well, I don't want to say continues to exist, but a lot of that does help it flow, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know, people got to take a loss in order for certain people to gain.
Man, that part.
Mm-hmm.
So he's breaking all that down, and he's showing me Gil Scott Heron. You know, he's like, this is the guy. This is the guy. He's showing me Last Poets. You know what I mean? That's when I got heavy into Marvin Gaye, Stevie. You know, like all the that's truly where the studying came from, because we would just talk about music for hours, and I'd be like, man, what were you listening to at this time? How did you feel when Thriller dropped? You know what I mean? Like, what happened?
So my grandmother, shout out Tutu, she's actually worked with Michael Jackson on that project.
Bro,
So
don't tell me that.
Yeah, she's worked with Prince,
Don't tell me
Patti
that.
LaBelle, Aretha Franklin. She worked with Eddie Murphy for Beverly Hills Cop. She
Dog.
was also a part of the executive producing the E.T. soundtrack for the movie.
Wow.
Like, yeah,
Okay.
history. But for me, it's always like I'm proud of what she's established and what she's done.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm doing is working my ass off to add more to the legacy.
Yeah.
I don't want to take. I don't want to ask. I just want to add.
Yeah.
And just show my appreciation for the
Mhm.
sacrifice she made.
Absolutely. Yeah. I got some questions for her for sure.
Oh, definitely. I got some more people for you for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. What we got?
Oh, boom. So we talked about one of the matriarchs. Let's go ahead and talk about the other.
Man, first of all, we got the art achievement, honor roll, and perfect attendance.
That's right.
You know, I'm punctual.
Mhm.
I show up
1,000%, and shows out. Show up and show
You
out.
know what I'm saying, man, bro? You see the denim jacket she got on too. So yeah, this is my mother, Nicolasa Slorio Thomas, born in Michoacan, Mexico. Right? She came to this country when she was 9 years old, and you know the story. We gonna give y'all a better life. That's what my grandparents were on. So, you know, we going to America. She has achieved so much in this time that she's been here. She was a cosmetologist, massage therapist. She was low key, and maybe we'll get into my private school days, but she was actually a substitute teacher. So she homeschooled me, and then we go to this private school, and then she's teaching me again, you know.
Like you walking out of your house, like, all right, cool, I get away from moms.
Nah,
Walk in the
bro.
classroom, oh, what's up, mom?
Exactly.
I forgot my lunch though.
And so, but then most notably is now she's a naturopathic doctor. And so she has so many different degrees. She's an iridologist. That's with the eyes, all these different things. So that's where, so my mindset comes from my pops, but then my like perseverance and truly just my physical health. You know what I mean? Comes from my mom, because she was like, this is how we gonna live. You know what I mean? We cut dairy like 2 decades ago. You know what I mean? And sugar and the little things again, where you see something, oh, it's sugar free, and then she flips it back on. It got glucose in it. It got fructose syrup.
Artificial.
You know what I'm saying?
There's no agave in there.
you know. So, there's so much knowledge that she has, and it was an honor to be witnessing her as she's studying, you know, and because she's working on a book, you know, she has all these endeavors that she's working on, but just being there, she's like, yo, I just figured this out, you know what I mean? And then she's telling us, and now all of a sudden now we can't drink milk.
Damn, so I gotta eat my cereal with water, like Craig.
and so again, just she has shown me firsthand just what perseverance and sacrifice looks like. She has sacrificed everything for us, you know. She also shows you just when you choose this path, it's like you don't have a choice, you know. You don't have a choice but to put in these sacrifices, but to persevere. And so being a single mom with 3 kids and figuring out where's the next meal gonna come from, how are we gonna make, and again, she's sitting there showing us the budget, right? Because we were homeschooled, right? We were homeschooled. Then when we came out here, we went to this private Christian school. And that's where I'm at right there. And then after when I hit high school again, she homeschools us again. She's like, nah, you're not going to any school nearby us. But it's like the second leg of the tour, right? The first tour, it was beautiful, but the second one, because now she's single, she got to work. So we really just home. You know what I mean? I ain't do shit, bro. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Like,
that's where the extra 2K in Madden came in.
But no, we didn't have that though. Like It was just me and my thoughts. That's when I fell in love with rap, because I didn't have no phone, no internet, and no friends. Like, it was just my sister, because my brother, he was in the streets at that point. So it's just my
You
sister
had your
and I.
purpose.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but she provided the space. She already cultivated it. And then she's like, okay, y'all gonna learn how to pay these bills. You're gonna learn how to cook. You're gonna learn how to like fend for yourself in the real world. She did kind of give us some assignments to work on, but like nobody cared. Like I passed 7th grade, and I'm like, I don't need to know anything past algebra. You know what I mean? The rest of y'all, young as you do though, I just didn't. But but so at that time, I owe everything to her for always cultivating the space for my creativity, you know, and just giving us that freedom. And while we're here, she also, because she was so strict, she put in that fire in my back to hate authority. You know, I feel like I have issues with authority because of her, because, you know, like strict parents, they create like sneaky and creative kids of like, how we going to, you know,
how we going to maneuver, how we going to, you know, do things and not get caught.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, when I think of one thing, it's perseverance.
Right. Shout out to moms for creating a smooth criminal.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Let's talk impact,
bro.
Yeah, I know. I do my homework, man.
Bro, what you want to know? Like, there's so much to say. Give me a question.
Give me the importance of this moment and how you still continue to live out it.
So obviously, I have to give the history behind the shirt, right? So I dropped my first album 2017.
Yep.
And one of the lines on the song is, "There's beauty in the struggle. Look, I'm gorgeous." Right? And I remember when I came up with that, I was like, okay, that shit was
I got
hard.
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And mind you, at the time, nobody knew who I was. I had, like, follower count don't matter, but I probably had 400 followers at the time. And half of those, I don't even know, like, there's not real people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, whatever. But maybe 200 family, friends, if they didn't even feel like 200, but it felt like 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, followers, whatever. But the point being, anybody that's heard my first album knows that I put everything I had into that, despite the lack of resources, despite like I haven't listened to it in a long time for multiple reasons, but I was doing my absolute best, and you can feel the heart and soul behind it, but it's not polished, you know what I mean? It could use a better mix, whoop-de-whoop. But I always was like, I'm going to push myself to do everything the way my favorites did. So I was like, I'm gonna throw an album release party, and I gotta have merch there. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, I didn't have any merch. I didn't have a brand. I didn't have nothing. So I literally, in real time, like just in the moment, I said, I'm gonna put those lyrics on a shirt. There's beauty in the struggle. Look, I'm gorgeous. I would wear that. We're gonna run it. And again, the type of nigga that I am, I made 50 of them, not knowing how many people were gonna show up. But I just was like, go for broke. So
absolutely.
One, to promote the shirt, we did some photo shoots. There's some earlier ones before this, but I posted this shirt, and I said, yo, if you want to get this shirt, come to the album release party. And one that was a life-changing moment, just the album release party. There was probably about 50 people there, and that was like, I'm so blessed. I'm blessed if 50 people show up today. You know what I mean? Like 50 people, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know? And so 50 people showed up to my very first album release party and sold all the shirts. So on top of that, the photos just started booming. Like I wouldn't say viral, but they just started spreading to the point where I was losing track of the DMs. Mind you, I didn't have a website. It was just people would DM me like, yo, where can I get this shirt? And then I would have to be like, all right, what size, what color? You take Venmo, send me your address. And then that's when they stop replying. You know what I mean? Because, oh, you don't have a website. You asked for my address, PayPal. I lost a lot of money, bro, because I didn't have a website. And it was to the point, bro, where people would just DM me shirt. Like I have a screenshot, bro, from 2017. This girl just saying shirt.
Like I'm not gonna put nothing more, nothing less. You know what time it is.
Exactly.
Shirt.
Exactly. And so that shirt has gone international, and I'm always saying I made $100,000 off some fabric with a quote.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that there's people around the world that are wearing that quote, that's when it opened my eyes. I was like, yo, this is insane, bro. I couldn't fathom that. So this was the second photo shoot that we did for these shirts. You know, that's my brother Jalen right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's my fucking dog. Like, I would die for him right there, because I say it all the time. We chose to live this life together. We chose to do it before we came here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we gonna help each other get to the next level, and he has helped me develop into the man that I am, the artist that I am. And so he produced the whole first album. And then we have Desmond right there,
Mm-hmm.
which he's an incredible painter. Like, this nigga is a living legend.
Mm.
Fast forward, he painted the painting in Pop My Shit.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
That's hard.
So
That's hard.
We've been locked in since before I even made music. I met him at a show. Shout out to Ginger Root, which Ginger Root is fucking killing it right now. I remember, and I'm not going to get into detail of, like, I was messing around with this band back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've seen some performances. I do homework, man.
And so we would be on the same ticket as Ginger Root when he was doing his thing back in the day. He's always been this great. And so I say all that to say, went to a show, a Ginger Root show.
Mm-hmm.
Desmond is there, and he's displaying his paint there, or his paintings, and then we just connect. And then I didn't even have no music out. We were just fucking with each other off the strength. And then I get into music. So that's how that. And then we have Aaron right there. Aaron, bro, I owe so much to Aaron, because he was Jalen's best friend, and they went to school together. And so there was a time we used to make music in Jalen's room.
Mm-hmm.
And then his parents were like, y'all gotta cut that.
Yeah,
like,
y'all getting a little too loud.
Yeah, bro.
Out of
y'all
control.
y'all gotta, like, wrap it up. Like, we were just time to wrap it up, fellas. Like, that's every time. It's like, bro, it's 8 p.m. So then we started making music in Aaron's garage. And so Jalen and I, when we say Aaron's garage, that's an era. That's like, that's spiritual. Aaron's garage. You know what I mean? That is where we, like, found ourselves as artists. We experimented. We made a lot of trash in that garage. We made a lot of greatness in that garage. You know what I mean? And so Aaron he's instrumental to just being that person, that outside voice is just always just, like, supporting and be like, bro, you got this. But then just as a man, like, I respect him so much as a man, like, who he's turned into today. He's always been, like, a leader, and he's younger than me, but he's just always been on his shit, you know what I mean?
Natural
So,
leader.
Yeah. So I don't want to take up too much time.
Oh, no, bro. You good. It's your time. I just got plenty for you. I know you know. I got plenty. Let's go here. Oh no, I got a couple more after this. Okay. But I'm you know.
Yeah, it's non-linear.
Yeah. Explain to me, when you see this, what's the first thing that comes to mind and how it makes you feel?
One, I'm exactly who I wanted to be when I was a kid. That's what I see. Because you remember we came up on those type of photos, right? This is as LA as it gets, as West Coast as it gets. The backdrop photos.
1,000%.
You know, my cousins was doing it, and I was like, that shit was so hard to me.
You ain't a real one if you ain't got one.
Exactly, you know? And the unfortunate part about my generation is that I was a kid, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have a boo thing back there, you know? So when I think of one, just West Coast LA culture, and then two, like, just being that nigga. You know?
Always.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it's that. And so since the mixtape Free Burgundy, that's the energy of it. You know what I mean? I was like, it's only right that's got to be the cover. You know what I mean?
No, it's dope. I thought it was amazing. Definitely nostalgic. And it definitely gives that real vibe of what it was and what it still is.
Yeah.
For real.
It's that staple in our culture. You know what I mean? And shout out to Julia. She's super dope, and she was the perfect person I wanted to hit up, because how she represents, you know what I mean? She's from Oceanside, and so she puts on for Oceanside.
She's from the real OC.
Yeah. And so And then shout out to my boy Chris, 50 mil. He shot the photo and he's just crispy as fuck. You know what I mean? So for me, it was really, you know, representation. And because as we talked about, I infused the past and the present and everything. I was like, this is the perfect way to do that.
1,000%. You done a lot, my brother. You done a lot. This was amazing.
Man.
For sure.
Hey,
Yeah, for sure. Man, like I said, I did some digging. So
You
like,
did,
man,
bro.
this is tight. Like, talk about the concept and how this came together, and like, man, just take us through a journey of this.
Man, bro.
Because this was all over the place. Like, seriously, I didn't even realize it until like, what? Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah.
So you seen this when it was happening? Dog, I'm really out here, bro. So
This
funny.
is my serial reference way earlier.
Oh yeah, this nigga stepped in, bro. So the beauty of my ideas is I don't plan it; it just happens, right? So literally, bro, because for those that have been with me, they know I took a 6-year gap between my first album and my second album because, bro, the clothing was so popping. I'm like, this is where the money's at.
You went to fashion.
I'm international, dog. I gotta keep the foot on the gas. So when I had just dropped the pink hoodie for There's Beauty in the Struggle, Looking Gorgeous. And I remember with every photo shoot, I'm telling a story, you know, it's like, this is as us as it's gonna get. And I always gotta represent. So I was still being able to tell my stories through the photo shoots and through the clothing and things like that, even when I wasn't making music. And so I wanted to have a photo shoot where I had her eating like bootleg cereal, you know what I mean? Because of what we came up on, you know, like the marshmallow mateys.
Oh, bro, you talking about the bags, not the boxes.
the big ass 5-pound bags. Yeah. So like the cinnamon toasters, you know. So that's all we had, bro. So
what was it, the Loopty Fruits, or Fruity Loop? Yeah,
You know, so I was like, okay, I want to show somebody eating the bootleg cereal, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm gonna make my own cereal. You know what I mean? So that's really how that was born. I literally made one just for the photo shoot, and then it just sparked.
It was,
oh shit,
it was a wave.
Yeah, and then so I don't know if it's time to reveal like truly how I made it happen. I think I'll tell that 10 years from now. But you know what I mean by that, where it's just like. The bottom line is that I was selling a lot of cereal. Right,
let it marinate. You know,
you know what I mean, and not in any legal form or fashion. But that's how we do. You know what I mean? Get it how you live. So I think that's the perfect kind of. Like, I'm so glad that you brought that up, bro. Because I always think about bringing it back. You know what I mean? Like that shit's so hard.
You got
bro.
to.
You know.
You got to.
Yeah.
Nah, man, keep doing your thing, bro. Like I said, I see everything. But I think this is what the world definitely needs to see and understand. How did this come about?
Absolutely,
man. Because shout out my boy Humble 91. He was able to get a feature from the West Side Brother. Yeah. What was that experience like? How did it make you feel? And how dope was it shooting this video?
Man, so as you know, Boogie a real nigga. You know, he's tapped in with a lot of new artists. And he'll reach out, you know, he'll each one reach one, each one teach one, you know. And so he had reached out to me, he was giving me some flowers, and that alone was just like the moments of, yeah, bro, it's always an honor to be acknowledged by somebody that you fuck with what they've done, you know what I mean? And seeing what he's done in the game. He's laid a blueprint, you know? And then he's like, I see what you're doing. I'm like, damn, an honor, right? And so then, of course, I'm like, what we here for? You know what I mean?
What we doing?
What we doing? And so getting the song, as I've said before, I really thought, what type of song would I want to hear from Thomas Burgundy and Westside Boogie? You know, I stepped outside of myself and I landed on 2 options. We can go hella introspective, but I happen to be in a mode where I'm in banger mode, bro. Like, it's banger central right now, and I need to get this nigga to rap, you know? So that's the direction that I took. And again, just everything that he's talked about, you know, he has his healing journey, but he's also from the hood.
Yep.
Like he has that kind of push and pull, and so I have that same thing. And where I'm heading now, I was like, I think it would be dope if we have that juxtaposition of healing and killing. You know what I mean? And of course, with me, it's not actual killing, but it's like I'm killing this shit.
You're
Dog.
killing this shit.
You know what I mean? And so sending him the song and he be like, yo, this is dope. He sent the verse immediately, and he was like, we got to do a video for it.
Oh, yeah, for
you know,
sure.
and but you know him, he's a busy nigga. You know, so he was like, I have this window, 2 hours on a Thursday. Like I was like, oh shit, I took the day off of work. Easy call.
Make it happen.
And but again, this was in such a short one. I wrote the song within like a couple hours. I recorded it within an hour and then sent it to him. Then he sent it back, and I'm like still processing. Like, dog, you have a song with Westside Boogie, you know? And but it's like now you got to shoot a video for it.
Yep.
And me being a director, it's like that we don't got no time to be sitting and storyboarding. It's like you just got you have
go
him
with the vision, but go.
You know what I'm saying? So I hit up my boy Don Juan DeMarco with the El Camino, like that, bro. You know
the whole dude. Like it's crazy because I caught the wave before a lot of people did on the internet. And so I was playing the song like weeks before you was on Bankheads.
Oh, where?
So, yeah. I hand on the Bible.
Yeah.
And it was like everyday rotation. Then it was like multiple times within an hour of the rotation.
Damn.
Well, you know how long a song is. So if you're playing a song a couple times within an hour. Yeah. And like, I'm glad he blacked out on this. 1,000%, man.
Yeah.
Because it was well deserved. But it also shows respect for the talent. You know, some people can show up, and there's been stuff going on with some of our California native artists.
That's funny. I know what you're talking about.
Yep, and it's just that don't create a false narrative of things if you're not going to be fully all the way about it, because then you'll have circumstances like we have today with certain people who we won't even get into disclosure with.
Yeah.
But you'll have circumstances where your credibility is being questioned.
Yeah.
And then the integrity that you set is now like the foundation of it's crumbling.
Yeah.
To a certain degree.
Yeah.
So talk about the importance of, again, remaining true to you.
And one, I hope niggas is really listening to what you just said. But I have to go back to the video though, because I gotta shout out my boy Alex who filmed it, and incredible director of photography, and he just put out a film called Virtuoso, and he won a couple of awards from it.
That's hard.
It went to Croatia. Yeah, it went to Croatia just to grab that medal. Be like, yeah, give me that, take it back. You know.
Let me go ahead and touch soil.
Yeah, exactly, bro. But he's just a genuine dude, you know. So I hit him up with like. And he's very busy, you know, because I had met him when we shot Pop My Shit. And so I met him through Matthew, who directed that. But once we connected, I'm like, nigga, you're that guy. And so when Boogie's like, I got 2 hours on a Thursday, and it was like Tuesday, you know, I called Alex. I was like, bro, look, I know you're busy, and I'm keep it real. I don't have the bread for you right now, but I'll have it after we shoot. You know what I mean? And that right there is huge, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people do this shit for the money, is like who you're connected to. But he was just like, bro, let's shoot this video, don't even worry about that. You know, I still gave him his due, and he deserved way more than what I paid him. But I just say that to say, like, Alex is a real one, you know, and he pulled up. I was like, yo, this is the storyboard. This is what I got. I did it real quick. Like, we're going to shoot this, boom, 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 boom. He's like, easy. And we knocked it out, you know. So this does not happen without him, you know what I mean? And then I have to shout out Bree, my dear friend Bree, who is always, always, always in my corner. You know, I could talk for hours about her, about how we got to where we got, you know, just on a friendship and then on a spiritual level. But anytime it's work mode of like, I need somebody here to just flip this lever. I need somebody to make sure he's doing his part, because like I'm a director, but I'm also like
you're an actor
you know
too, so you're in the action and you can't be. I completely understand.
But she gets shit done, you know, everything that
she's affirmative action.
Yeah. And just a very special person, and I always prefer to have her on set and running shit because I don't trust nobody, you know what I mean? And I know if she's in control, it's gonna get done, you know. So I hit her as well. I'm like, yo, this is what I need. Whoop, whoop. So a lot of what you're seeing too is her making sure that it happens. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I'm over here blacking out. You know what I mean? But she got to make sure, yo, this is, you know what I mean? And then I got to shout out Trite. My boy Noah's Trite, ill ass motherfucking rapper that he needs to get back in the studio.
Okay.
But and then my boy Jared, who also, so they're the two people that are fighting in the back.
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
And I told him straight up, I was like, I'm not gonna show you. Like, don't worry, it'll be blurred out. I just need people that I fuck with just to be here, so they can meet Boog. You know what I mean? And because Jared, you know, he fuck with Boogie and stuff like that. And so also my boy Pharaoh Capone, he did the drone work on the video, and I had met him at a shoot a couple days before, a different shoot. Shout out Cleo. She was doing a music video, Cleopatra Moore, and he was doing some drone shots. I was like, oh shit, because I wanted some drone shots, but I was like, the guy that I wanted, he wasn't available. I'm like, fuck. And then I meet him, and then I was like, bro, you fuck with Westside Boogie? He's like, absolutely fuck with Westside
Absolutely,
Boogie.
no question at all.
Know? And I was like, bro, I know this is last minute, but you down to, he was like, bro, I'm there, you know? So Inglewood's finest, Pharaoh Capone, appreciate you. Yeah, that was
1,000%. And just sitting off the side of the freeway with it, just classic.
You feel me, dog?
Classic moment, man. Classic.
Yeah. That was a special moment of how quickly we made it happen, you know? And again, I gotta let it know for independent artists, like, this is all on my dime. You know what I mean? This is not no budget being given, like, yo, it's just Boogie's like, I fuck with the song, let's do a video. Outside of that, it's on you. You know what I mean?
1,000%.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with my homie. Like, fuck with it. Here you go.
Yeah.
This is what it is. I'll work with what you can, and then we'll figure out the rest.
Because I just need to make it clear for niggas that have entitlement. Like, this nigga don't owe me shit. He don't owe me nothing. You know, he doesn't have to do anything for me. The fact that he chose to be like, here's a Fire 16, run with it. Do what you got to do.
You said something, and I definitely got to, because I don't give flowers, I give gold nuggets. Flowers die. Gold lasts forever. But real recognize real, and you keep speaking on how real he is. But if you didn't possess it in you, he wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah.
So you're just as real as anyone else that you come across, because it's in you to be able to see it in others. So stay real, my brother.
Man,
1,000%.
I got no choice.
I mean, especially out here.
Yeah.
Just don't take a break. Just don't take a break.
Yeah.
But this is definitely something that I want to end it off with.
Man.
How important is this to you? And if we could probably pivot into the positive period of the podcast as well, what would be your message to the world about really truly protecting yourself?
Man, there's so much in that, bro. Because that, he was one of my first students. That's Brooklyn. That's my dog. And he's the cover of the album, the first, because when I saw him, I saw myself. And I was like, bro, that's me, bro. And I'm getting sentimental just because of seeing where he's at today and seeing him grow into a young man. And I'm proud of you, Brooklyn. Like, it's just dope. And, you know, his mom seeing the vision back then and being like, yeah, go ahead and do this. And she's always been rocking with me, always been supporting. And so they're like family to me, you know? So Protect Your Soul was very much inspired by Gil Scott-Heron, Winter in America.
Yes.
Where he's like, save your soul. You know, he's talking about all this shit is winter in America. This is happening, this going on. Save your soul, you know? So for me, it was that kind of homage of like, all the shit that's going around us, protect your soul, you know, because we know the saying, like, you can't change the world unless you change yourself. There's that. But then also, this shit is not new. Like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. And if you get so caught up in what's going on in the world and playing the victim and, oh, this is going, this, that, and your soul is not intact, that's right where they want you. They got you. So you protecting your soul, your essence, what you're here for, that is going to pave the way for you to actually make the change and actually thrive, because you can't thrive while being broken. You know what I'm saying? Because it's counterproductive. Your brain is like, nigga, we victims. You know what I mean?
It's my grandfather. He always had these like little sayings that he'll tell me off on the side and stuff like that. But it was really like being consistent person within yourself allow you to be consistent with other people.
Yeah.
So I have I have a clip out there. It's be open with yourself allows you to be open with others, and then it's the real connection, because the disconnection comes when you're just boxing yourself in, which is
Mhm.
one thing you don't allow to happen.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I think that this right here was very powerful and impactful, and regardless on whatever anyone takes from it, I hope the main thing that they either start with or end with is this message right there.
Man. Absolutely, bro. What I love about this conversation is the acknowledgement of everything up until this point.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because as you're seeing where I'm gonna go from here, only God knows. You know, like,
Mhm.
but there's so much that I am proud of that I could die today and say I left that to the world.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And so, thank you, bro.
No, thank you for having a piercing legacy.
Mm,
Like, it's gonna create an impact, and it's gonna create other individuals to speak the words that you're speaking out.
yeah,
So don't question anything, because your intent's always in the right place. Um, and with that being said, what's some positivity that you can leave for the listeners and viewers to get them through a tough time that may have them questioning how to protect themselves?
there's the mind aspect of it. Of this is what I think I'm supposed to do. This is where I think I'm going. But the soul, like, there's no thinking involved.
Mm-hmm.
There's, are you, because we're spiritual beings, and are you protecting what you're putting into your mind? Are you protecting what your all this in front of you is meaningless? Everything that you're seeing at a certain point is meaningless, because you take yourself out of this environment, you put yourself somewhere, you have yourself, like, it's just you.
Mm-hmm.
You have your soul. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm very heavy right now on the thoughts that we choose to focus on, because that leads to where we're going, and that plays a huge role of what you, like I said, what you believe you can actually accomplish in this life. But when you get there, if your soul is not intact, it don't mean shit.
1,000%.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I'm a real strong believer in getting people to stop saying trying. Trying is a state of mind, doing is a state of action.
Mm,
So just do it. And regardless of the results, if your intent and your heart's in the right places, you'll get to wherever you want to get to and beyond that.
yeah.
So have faith. Another saying my grandfather gave me: stay true to your faith, keep faith in the truth,
Yeah.
and you'll be where you want to be and beyond that.
Yeah.
And with that being said, man, we are definitely at that point, and I definitely need you to let everybody know next project you got coming up.
Man.
And also, how to find you, and how to book you, all these things, man. Shit, it's real out here.
Man, so yeah, Thomas Burgundy, everywhere and anywhere. Everything that you're seeing up to this point is fully independent, you know. So everything's going through me, you know,
Mm-hmm.
all the moves, all the say so. You hit me in the DM, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So in the moment, I'm working on. It's funny. Every day it changes. You know how this go, bro. Where one day I'm in album mode, because I'm the next album it's being cooked up,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's another mode where I'm like, oh shit, I should probably, well, one, I still need to promote, like, the last project,
1,000%.
there's so much to do. But and then there's also like, what if I did an EP, you know what I mean? And what if I just linked up with a bunch of other dope ass people and do a project like that, you know? So I'm in the middle of that, while the next album just being a whole ass classic, just like in my pocket right now. you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, I'm honored and proud of you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Again, real people will really come across your music. You ain't even got to question it, man.
Man.
And just continue to be genuine, continue to protect your soul, and continue to build your piercing legacy.
Man. Thank you, bro. Like that word piercing legacy really pierced me. I appreciate that. Like I said, thank you for seeing me, you know what I mean, and taking the time to uplift what truly matters. You know,
1,000%,
I'm
man.
honored.
That's what Express Yourself is all about, man.
Yeah.
And you guys already know who I am. I am your humble host, SB Press. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be seeing you guys every Taco Tuesday. Peace out.
They hate when you elevate. You're stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to